Are you taping again? Come on. I don't know why, but I just love it here. It's so peaceful.
Oh, Pyramid Head, have you become such a poster boy that even after almost 15 years, fans still take sides in arguments? Now, before we bite our heads off and whatever else, I will give a disclaimer, as I will with every video that I will do. What I say is my opinion, and you can agree with it or not, unless presented with solid evidence throughout the game that supports me and my theories. So please, allow me to point out not one, if not several, issues. 1. If we are to have an intellectual conversation or debate about Pyramid Head, this will be the only time, unless presented throughout the story, that I will explain in greater detail. 2. Okay, let's take the route that now everyone is slandering me over. Now, if the town has really created all the monsters, and Pyramid Head, there is one monster that everybody's overlooking. The lying figure. Please, let's take a moment and describe how the lying figure came into fruition. This is what caught my attention, and that I'm upset about, I guess? I don't know. I didn't mention it in my basic analysis, seeing that it was worth going into more into detail. You can find both the indication that the Pyramid Head and lying figure are still up to semi-debate. However, before proceeding more into detail about how they're connected with each other, I'm going to give a few more reasons. Just give me a second here. 2 more creatures come to mind. The mannequin and the nurse. Now, the nurse isn't really up for debate, seeing that he, she, it, or whatever, was created more for, say, James's manifestation or how he's seen it, though every nurse has their different rendition, just like the doctors and nurses from Silent Hill 1, or how Heather sees certain things or whatever. So I guess that's a whole nother topic for another day, but I may not go into it further. However, the one creature that does catch my attention is the mannequin. The mannequin is the only creature that I can say 100% from James's nightmares or however that he created the manifestation inside the town. That's the only really debate that I really have going on with myself, but just trying to discuss about monsters itself is like wanting to start a fire on a gasoline pit. It's not going to end well. However, I will mention that anything relating to Silent Hill 1 and 3, I will plan on having their own analysis. As for the in-depth, I don't know if I really plan on doing it, but I do know that I plan on doing a basic analysis of Silent Hill 1 and 3. So if you don't mind, joining the Silent Army, which I will put in the description, that'll be great, because starting March 15th, that's when I go into the debate of Silent Hill 1 and 3 and start recording footage for that, actually. Bonus! Alrighty, with all this aside, let's go ahead and chug into my thoughts as to why Pyramid Head is not going to be discussed throughout the entire analysis, unless he's necessary, or whatever. Let's get that one last debate out of the way, shall we? Okay, freeze frame. You and I are going to stare at this scene for a moment. Pyramid Head, I am so sorry. You have been so misjudged, and I'm going to clear this up because of, well, people that want to think that it's something about whatever, because it's a one-track mind. And yes, I will say it's a natural human reaction, but he's not doing anything. Now, I'm not the first to say that I wasn't the first one who saw this and thought the same thing that everybody else did. We all thought that when we were encountering the Pyramid Head for the first time, that our minds believed that he was doing an unbearable act. Though, taking this frame by frame, or so as just say, slowing it down a few seconds, that we do see him for the first time, he's not doing a damn thing. Having heard that it's from a movie called Blue Velvet, I've never seen the movie myself, checking references and various resources, I can't say what scene it represents. So you guys and researching into whatever that is, that's really on your own. And then I know what you're thinking. Oh, but you didn't do this, this, and this, or whatever. I'm so sick and tired of people saying that it's a rape scene from Pyramid Head, blah, 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 blah. Please. Guys, if it was a rape scene, they wouldn't rated it for mature. They'd have been like, oh, NC-17, slap that label right on there. No, bye! That's basically about it. Honestly, I didn't think that this was going to be this long in order to record and write scripts and go into more depth about Silent Hill, but I can tell you this is so much easier than trying to type it down and collage pictures. I did just recently finish the Silent Hill 2 analysis, so if you want the basic analysis as to how my thoughts work and to what you expect in the future, again, link in the below in the description or whatever else. Join the Silent Army, you won't regret it. Alrighty, so at last, with everything out of the way, we are finally going to dive into Silent Hill 2, but that won't be for another week, or a couple weeks depending on my schedule. I will say that we are going to dive in first with Maria, mainly because she has her own sub-scenario, and that she connects in with James Sunderland. Keep in mind, though, this doesn't really apply to any other side characters, secondary characters, such as Angela, Laura, or Eddie. Each of their characters won't be really detailed into too greatly when attending to James. However, they will have their own little segment in which I am currently working on for basic analysis, meaning they aren't all forgotten. So, in other words, if you didn't really understand what I was saying, they will be detailed after the endings. The way that they have little connection, they have their own explanations, and however they got into Silent Hill, which I think that they should be observed as separate characters, or that they deserve to have their own little segment. So, but that's just me. One last paragraph, seeing that I will need to match my video title. All and anything that I share, theorize, opinionate, or whatever has either been already written in my basic analysis, but I will cover areas I may have missed. But unless given solid evidence to support theories or whatever, then the only game I will be looking at for now is Silent Hill 2. Obviously, Silent Hill 2 analysis, or in-depth analysis. So, that's how it works. If you don't like my analysis, then that's your choice. All I ask is that you keep an open mind throughout the process as the parts are perceived or proceeded. Please, I don't want to get into an argument over something as stupid as a 15-year-old game, but it's something that even I've been trying still to decipher, even with growing up with the game for 15 years. I can't believe it's been 15 years. I know that Silent Hill turned 16 recently, but my god, knowing that Silent Hill 2 is reaching that 15-year marker, seeing that it turned 14 recently, that still boggles my mind. Though, I'm not trying to scare you off or whatever. I don't mean to. I'm sorry. But, if you want to stick around and comment and hit subscribe and debate and whatever else, feel free. The only thing I ask is that, being in the other world, Harry Mason approves! So, I will see you guys soon.
Hemingway?
Baldwin.
Ernest? I'll be back.